Hello, and welcome to another episode of Evolution Inspires, the podcast where we dive into the minds of some of the most forward thinking technology leaders across the Nordics and beyond. I'm Nathan, your host, and today I'm delighted to be joined by someone whose career has been built around helping organizations transform through technology while developing the people behind that transformation. Joining me today is Singh, Service Line Director for Cloud Transformation at HSO. With more than 2 decades of experience spanning across HSO, Microsoft, KPMG, and HCL technologies, Sid has led large-scale cloud and digital transformation programs for Fortune 500 companies, built high-performance teams from the ground up, and played a key role in developing future leaders throughout his career. Today, he leads HSO's cloud transformation practice, driving strategy, innovation, and business growth while continuing to champion people, development, and leadership. In today's episode, we're going to explore the lessons Sid has learned throughout that journey, from the advice he wishes he had received at the beginning of his career to the moments that shaped his leadership philosophy, how he approaches challenges, and why constructive feedback can have such a large lasting impact on someone's professional growth. Sid, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I know you've got a very busy schedule for a man in your position, so thank you very much for taking the time to join us today.
No, my pleasure, and it's always good to share some of your stories. And if this is going to be helpful to someone, I'm more than happy.
If you could go back to the beginning of your career, what's the one piece of advice you wish someone had told you?
Yeah, it's a very difficult question because if I would go back to my the fresher self, then I would give me so many advices, not one. but the one thing which I think is very important, is like don't restrict yourself to your own cubicle, as I say, or within your own world, because there are typically, you need to go out of your comfort zone, out of your peer group to make connections, to make network. That is going to be very important. And why I say, because I believe there are 4 C's. So whenever I do any mentorship, I always talk about 4 C's, which takes you to the next level of your career. One is, communication. Second is content. Third is confidence. And 4 is connections. And I can tell you, your communication, confidence, and the right content, you will gradually gain over a period of your career with your experience. But your connections, that is not going to come automatically so this is something where you need to put extra effort or the real effort, and that is going to help us, and that is going to make the 4 C's complete, and that will take you to the next level. So that is the one, the biggest piece of advice I really wanted if someone would have given me. And I would want everyone to just, follow on this thing.
Looking back on that journey so far, now, was there a pivotal moment that really shifted things for you? May it be mindset, career path, or your actual approach to leadership?
Yeah, I can recall one particular moment, and not it's a moment, it's a phase. So I was in one of the Southeast Asian country, managing a very strategic project for the government. In that project, or before that, I was all into the tools, technologies, how we can solve everything, by using our laptop, coding. In that project, my key stakeholders were my team. I was working in Microsoft at that point of time. So my Microsoft team, my vendors, my customers, even some of the seats, that initiative was for the citizen of that country. So we typically keep getting indirect feedback from citizens. With so many stakeholders involved, that made me realize that all these big programs are not about tools and technology. It's about stakeholder management and communication management. That was a kind of a paradigm shift in my thinking to start focusing on the softer aspect of personality, which is your communication, your problem solving attitude, how you handle sometimes difficult situations, how you react, how you respond to your stakeholders. And that made me really is kind of realized I realized that you can solve a lot of issues by tools, but at the end of the day, anything which gets successful or failed are because of people and process, because of stakeholder management, because of the communication management. So yeah, that and I started utilizing this in all my future things from that moment, and I started seeing the result. So
How do you approach setbacks? Says no. How do you deal with difficult situations, maybe in your professional life? And do you have a go-to strategy or mindset that helps you navigate in these moments?
yes, I do. And of late, I also realized that you need to have set of some thumb rules. Otherwise, you are not going to handle tough situations on the fly. And talking about my thumb rule, so I kind of created few for me. One is, or rather, first is don't become too emotional in tough situations, because sometimes our emotions runs very, hard, and then but always be calm, composed, let things, kind of a go over. And again, the second, which is also very much related to the first one, don't react. And in my language, I always say, let's become less passionate for a moment. And yeah, and then that will give you a very good way of thinking rather than reacting immediately. Then do a lesson learn, because that is also very important, because tough situations come, things go escalate, but until unless we don't learn anything from those for the future ones, then we are not doing justice with these situations, because everything is giving you some kind of learning. So if we can get something positive out of any setbacks at tough situation, I think that would my third rule. And my fourth rule is, setbacks, tough situations, escalations, disappointments are part and parcel of our life. Don't try to ignore it too hard. When things will come, handle it, because if there are no challenge situation, then you are not going to stand out of crowd, that how you or someone else approach that situation. So that makes you stand out of crowd. So in a sense, I really don't bother too much about managing tough situations. Sometimes they help you in shaping your career. It's all about how you handle those.
How can leaders help others grow in their careers by providing constructive feedback? And what makes feedback genuinely effective rather than demotivating?
Yeah, it's a very important one, and this is also very close to my heart, because if you ask me about one strength, and I'm not blowing my trumpet, but I think people management is one of my core strengths, because I love talking to people, I love interacting, and as I said, in the response of your second question, that stakeholder and communication management is key for success. So I really imbibe that. As far as feedbacks are concerned, or constructive feedbacks are concerned, I think these are the free gifts for anyone who is shaping their career, because you can get those feedback, you can start working on some of those improvement areas. And when I say constructive feedback, because feedbacks should not be like a complaint or trying to find some fault, it should be focused on where someone is today, where they want to be, and what should be the activities to bridge the gap. For example, like training, if I'm talking to someone, and if I identify that, okay, these days building building an agent is one of the core area, why don't you go get some training on how to build an agent? Why don't you go and do some training on AI Foundry, which is also a constructive feedback without demotivating someone. So we just need to understand that how we are going to do that, how that is going to help someone's career. And it should not be, as I said, it should not be like a fault finding. Another examples, and in terms of how we are going to provide feedback. And I'm just going to use which everyone knows. Don't provide feedback if that is really area of improvement. Don't provide feedback in public. Always praise in public and provide feedback in private. Then everyone will understand that they are not going to be very defensive about the feedbacks. Create a environment of being self-critical. I always ask them. So what I do, I always ask people to just every 6 months just write their strength and area of improvement. First of all, I don't like calling it weakness. I always call area of improvements because we always aspire for improvement and success. So I always tell them people to just every 6 months write their 5 strength and 5 area of improvement. And if you see that if you have written 5 area of improvement, let's say 6 months back, and now you don't see that, which means you are going on the right path. So that is a very tangible way of seeing how we are going and that's a kind of self-critical way of providing feedback without providing feedback. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And it's a continuous process. And sometimes if I go into a very tough situation, then I give my example that when I was in your phase or when I was in your career stage, these 4 were my area of improvement which my mentor has given me. So it's not like that some who is giving you feedback is a picture perfect. Everyone has area of improvement, and then we all need to work on that. But yeah, as I said, it's a free gift. Everyone needs to know how to provide constructive feedback, and if people embrace it, it's very, very helpful for shaping anyone's career.